Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola Moto E6 Plus, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks that you can do on this device. So we're going to begin with one more useful one in my opinion, which is the split screen feature. Now if you're an advocate of using YouTube to listen to music and like to also do some other stuff apart from having YouTube take out your entire screen and not anything else, then this is basically for you. So once you open up YouTube, let's just disregard the fact that I have no net. So let me just turn that on. I'm gonna quickly connect and I'm gonna go back to the YouTube. So let it load, come on. Let's try to close it and reopen it, maybe that will help. There we go. Also, let me just mute the sound so there's no problem. So once you have YouTube open, you can actually go into Recent, where you see the circular icon of YouTube. You can actually tap on it and it will give you option to split screen. You tap on it, it goes basically on top and it gives you recent apps. So if you don't have your app that you want to open in the Recent, you can close this, find let me just close this and find the app that you actually want to launch. So for instance, you could go to Chrome and let me play anything. So I'm just gonna tap on some random video. So normally you know how it works. You switch the app and video stops playing because YouTube is amazing. But here you can see that I'm still touching stuff on the Google side to basically browse the web while this is still playing. I can skip this, so basically I could listen to music right now or watch something while I'm doing something else on the browser itself, and the video won't be paused. Now if you try to close it, it will still play, and if you want to fully close it, you would have to basically either pull it all the way up, so basically like this, or all the way down and close it like so. It's a fairly nice thing to use if you like multitasking. Now moving on, we're gonna go into something that basically triggers me, which is the hide password, or well, it's actually show password on the device. So normally when you go into some kind of password section where you have to put in a password, so let me just tap on something and you start tapping away your password. If someone is really content on looking over your shoulder, they can basically see your entire password being provided in a nice sequence. Now this, in my opinion, has no place, and if you want to keep stuff private and you're commuting basically in a public transportation, this is just unacceptable. So I will go into the settings, and from settings you can find security and location, and from here when you scroll down and go into advanced, you have the show password. Now disable that sucker, and now if you go back to typing a password, you can see that there's no more visible letter when you're typing it away. Now you can still see one under your letter that you're pressing, basically under the finger, but when you're doing it really quickly, it's way harder to gather that than actually having it provided in a nice sequence. So in my opinion, this is a super handy thing to change. Now moving on, we're gonna go into the animations, and what this will allow you to do is just simply reduce the animation speed or increase the animation speed of the entire system. So normally when you go into Recent, you have that like pop up, you tap on it, it zooms in, close it, it kind of minimizes. Now all of these are animations, and you can actually change them or completely remove them if you wish to do so. So you do it by going into the settings and scrolling all the way down to system, and then go into about phone and find build number, which is at the bottom. Tap on it 7 times. Now if you have some kind of passcode, you will need to confirm it, but I don't, so it automatically unlocks. And if you go back one field, from there you will find now that there is a new option that has just slid its way into it, called developer options. So you can tap on it and scroll down a little bit past halfway. You will find transition animation scale, animation duration scale, and window animation scale. So you can tap on it, and default is 1. You can make it longer by going 1.5 to each one of them increases in the animation speed. So actually it will be longer animated, or you can basically shorten it and half speed, so it will be twice as fast, or off will completely remove the animations altogether and everything will be basically instant. Now it's a matter of preference which one you like. I advise on half speed, which will greatly increase the speed of animations but still keep them, so everything won't look so wonky whenever you tap on something and just immediately pops in or out. It kind of feels weird. So now if I close it, you'll see that everything is way faster than it was previously. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go to double tap to wake, which in my opinion is a handy feature just to not pick up the phone, especially when you're at work. So you can double tap the screen and it wakes up and it gives you basically the time and your notifications if you wish to get those without actually having to fully interact with the device. Now to enable this, you will go into the system and then gestures. So let's go into first settings. Where's system? Am I blind? It's the last thing. Then gestures, and from here you should have wake up screen by double tapping. Turn that on, and you can close this. And now if I like the device, double tap it, you can see that it wakes up, and I have access to the time and notifications. So it's a nice thing if you like to not pick up your device but still get information and see what is happening. And the last thing that I wanted to show is the quick switch between apps. Now it's more of a option in the system that probably isn't very advertised, but when you have multiple apps open like so, you can see that I already have a bunch. You can actually switch between them by swiping to the right, like so, and it basically cycles through all the apps that are open. Now, unfortunately, if you swipe, let's say to the right, you can't actually go to the left. It only goes back. Like you can't start it from this. Let me rephrase that. You can see that if I try to slide it towards the left, it doesn't open. So you first have to go to the right and then you can actually go through all of them. So just a nice way of switching between apps. But yeah, that would conclude the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share. And if you found any of them helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.